My name is Smit. It's a privilege for me to welcome you today to the Hoardgrow Stone Research Showcase. Yesterday we had a really fantastic day with a poem day. The presentations were of high quality. There were 45 projects that were showed, and I'm really looking forward to today. Also, our researchers, I welcome all of you. You're the stars of the show. We as industry are the audience, and we're looking forward to what you have to share with us. I'd also like to thank Vian and his team, Elise Marie and her team, for all the hard work that you guys are doing to make this day possible. Vian, we really appreciate it, and we don't take it for granted. Then also our sponsors, Syngenta, Filagro, and Coldevco. Without your support, this day would be a lot more expensive for growers and stakeholders to take part, so we really appreciate what you do for us. The purpose of this day is to share, to reflect, and to look forward. I'd like to maybe just take a couple of minutes and give a bit of an overview of where the stone fruit industry is at this stage. It might be interesting also to the researchers that are not so commercially involved to get a perspective of the industry. If we look at our net farm income of the four stone fruit commodities over the last 20 years, then we see it's quite a fluctuating income stream, some ups, some downs. But what is quite interesting is that for the first time in over a period, all four of the commodities are coinciding in an upward cycle. Also, just take note of the plums 3 years ago that were in a very deep trough. And I'm quite glad to say that we are in a much better place at this stage. But this will be linked back to research. If we look at apricot growth, apricots the past season was about 740,000 cartons. Our midterm projection from Hoardgrow's stats is that we're going on to 780,000, 800,000. These figures are usually lagging a little bit because Hoardgrow works on tree censuses that work on history. If I move between the IP groupings, then I hear exciting new things with new varieties, so it might even be better. Peaches and nectarines, the present season, the past season that we just finished now, peaches was about 1.9 million, 9.85 million. On a pretty stable keel. Nectarines, however, is in the exponential growth phase. Nectarines the past season was 10.4 million, and we are projecting that this will grow to 14 million, 14.5 million in the next 5 years. Therein lies wonderful opportunities, but also a big risk of the commodity becoming commoditized, and we're not getting return on investment for new genetics. So again, this will relate to research. The plum industry, we have had this past season, we were on 14.9 million. 3 years ago, we had two 15 million, we had two 15 million years, 15 million carton years. That was also the years that the net farm income was in a negative in 2019 to 2021. So volume can also be the source of our own downfall if we don't have new markets. Again, this relates to research. If we are on our way to a 16 million crop, then we need the USA, we need China, which we hope will be signed for later this year. We need other markets. But those markets have got challenges from a phytosanitary perspective, and we need the researchers to find solutions for that. Just for the growers in the audience, what do we spend our levy on? The growers are the funders. They are the shareholders that make all of this possible. And more than 54% of our levy funding is spent on research and plant improvement. Also, part of that 9% technical trade and market access is also spent on research. So by far, the research as a line item and the researchers as a fraternity are our majority partner in the Haut-Grow expenditure. You are really important to us. Just a bit of an overview of what we are doing in perspective of what's going on out there as far as research funding is concerned. Pome fruit is an 18 billion turnover industry, and they spend about 0.2% of their annual turnover on research. Stone fruit a little bit better, 0.3%, but from a half the base or a third of the base size of pome fruit. So we spend 10 million. I know Vian will share some of the stats in the afterwards. But if we look at citrus, it's a very big industry, but they do spend 1% of their turnover on research, and that is a real enabler. Speaking to Nigel, I think we had a chat beforehand. The international norm for research spend should be between 3 to 5% of turnover in the industry if the industry wants to grow. So therein lies a pointer for us as industry role players that we must not shortchange our research budget if we want to grow the industry. I've got a friend in the industry that always says if you go to an optometrist, he can only test your eyesight. He can't, as it is now, he can't test your hindsight or your foresight. But I would like to pull that through and say that research is most probably the closest we will ever get to looking forward into the future. And that is the backbone of growth of our industry. Then allow me a minute to just do some housekeeping in terms of the Haut-Grow structure, Haut-Grow Stone Board. I've had the privilege of being the chair of Haut-Grow Stone for 8 years. It was a real big privilege for me to be in that position. And in this last week's board meeting, we voted Charles Herbst as the new chair of Haut-Grow Stone, and Grant Smuts is the vice chair. Then it's also a privilege for us to welcome our first lady on the Haut-Grow Stone board with Georgie Hewitt, and we're looking forward to their input and guidance. Charles Thunder and myself will still stay on as board members on Haut-Grow Stone. So Vian, with that, those couple of words, we're looking forward today. Thank you very much.